Hello and welcome back to chapter 5, Tune System Performance. Roll the intro. And usual, that's quite enough. Just take a note of my channel name and my email if you need to contact me. And we'll just progress directly to the terminal. We're going to do the terminal for now, but I will draw a sketch in a second. But for now, it's okay to stick with the console for now. And I said for now, quite a lot for now. So yeah, so I'm going to choose either one. This will work either in Rocky 1 or in Rocky 2. Or Red Hat 1 or Red Hat 2. You should know this by now if you are watching this from the beginning, and you should. Check out my playlist for the RH124 course, then progress to the RH134 course, or just pick your chapter that you prefer. That's fine by me. Just don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps. Okay. So, and also comment down below. It also all of those interactions really help the channel to grow here, and I'm counting on you to help me out. So, here we're going to cover chapter 5 or the RH134, which is tuning system performance, and I'm looking down to my notes because I need to check some details. I don't have it on the top of my head, and that's just fine. Okay. I'm going to use Rocky 1 because in Rocky 2 I did not install yet the autocomplete, but I can do it now for your viewing pleasure. So let's get some root access here, and we are root, and let's go and do yum. Let's go and do provides complete. Let's see what can we get. And I get no message found. Okay, so let's do the what provides. Nothing, and I know what I want to install. Okay, but let me do this for the long way so you guys can see my possible thought process. Okay, so let's see if the complete thingamajiggy shows up. Is it installed? Did I install this already? Maybe I did on a previous video and I forget. So let's check it out. Complete. Let's search for bash. No, so let's compare this with Rocky 1. This is a possible thought process because I know Rocky 1 has the complete package installed. Let's search for bash. Completion. See, it's completion, not complete. Okay. So completion not installed. So let's go back to the what provides completion. Let's just copy paste it to make sure that we are not doing anything especially bad in terms of typing. Okay, so let's check the provides thingamajiggy. Nothing. So it's a search. So let's search for completion. And we have it here. So that's one thought process you can follow along. I'll just use our own. This is how I think, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So the NF install. Let's do the bash completion. So you can use Rocky 2 more effectively. So this is updating all my caching because you saw this message here saying no message found, blah blah blah, try specifying blah blah blah, and saying that it was saying somewhere here that our database was too old, blah blah blah. It should be fixed now. So let's go to completion. It's there. So I think now we have all the goodies that the bash completion can give us, and this may come into play. So the fourth thing we're going to discuss here, it's a thing called tuning profiles. And tuning profiles, I'm going to say this like this. Some of you guys that may be a little more, I don't know how to call it, but you understand what I said in a second. I'm going to say this is like the power management profiles on Windows. I know if you are a little more strict with your wording, you will not agree with me. That's fine. This is just tuning profiles. This is like the power profiles on Windows, like power management, full power, AMD power, blah, 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 blah. All of that good stuff. I know it's slightly different. I know it's a different approach. I know that. That's fine. But it's a way for people who are a little bit less trained on Linux systems to understand a little bit better what that means. And what we're going to do here, we're going to set a thing that is similar to the profiles on Windows. Power management, no full power. I forget the exact names, but you guys know what I mean. So that's one way to see it. If you disagree with me, put it down in the comments below. This is an open discussion, and I really want to hear from you guys. But let's make sure that you have a service installed on Rocky 2 or Rocky 1, whatever you prefer, called TuneD. Okay, this is the one we want to make sure that it's installed, and install it if it's not installed. So let's do DNF install TuneD. It's not installed. Let's install it. Let's see. Let's just for curiosity's sake, let's see if it's installed on this one. DNF install TuneD, and let's let it update all the goodies and all the stuff and blah 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 blah. It's not installed on either one. That is fine. I don't want to install it on Rocky 1. I'm going to install it on Rocky 2. Well, I'm being stubborn, am I? So let's install it on Rocky. Since it's already here, let's do it here. So this service is going to allow us to apply profiles, and this can be applied using either the command line, like I'm doing it now, or you can use it installing. You can set this up, setting with Cockpit. If you don't know what Cockpit is, go back to the RH124 my RH124 playlist. There I have a video all about Cockpit. So if you go there, it's like a running remote servers or something like that, and you can check it out, that chapter, or just since you are there, check out the full playlist. Okay, but in the short version of this is that Cockpit, it's a web interface that allows us to set up a lot of things on Linux servers that have Cockpit installed, of course. So it's installed. Let's enable it. Systemctl enable minus now TuneD. So I don't have autocomplete running fully right now because I need to reopen my bash terminal, and I don't want to do it now. But you need to reopen the bash terminal, or just kill the SSH session and reopen a new session, so you can fully use the autocomplete. But I will not do this now because we are in the middle of something. Cool. So now it's installed and running. If you want to be sure, let's just make sure. So let's do status, and it's running and it's enabled and it's all good to go. So this service allows us to enable some performance profiles that allow you to. This is going to, at least in theory, allow you to enable some profiles that will instruct a kernel to give optimum performance for a specific role. So let's do this TuneD ADM list. So these are the profiles we can apply. Okay. So I'm not going to go into much of a detail about all of these, because take this with a grain of salt, because the only way to know if this is actually giving you any performance benefits, or if it's giving you any benefits at all, it's to enable that and see and observe. Okay. So to me, as a personal opinion, for the use cases I have had, this had little to no difference, but it doesn't hurt to experiment. So if you have the time and you are willing to invest into this, because it's going to give you more performance in theory, more power saving in theory, all of that good stuff. So if you really want to test this out and give this a chance, you should actually try that out. But the only way to know if this is going to give you personally some effect, it's to actually try it out yourself. Okay, so there is no way to know that this is going to give you some miracle results. You just need to try it out yourselves in your own application, in your own environment, and see if it actually works, or if it's even worth it. Okay, so you just need to apply the profile you really want, or you can just get some more details, like for example TuneD ADM. So let's do profile info, and let's copy paste anything here. Let's put the desktop one here, just to, and you can get more details about all of this. Okay, so wow, profile description, absolutely nothing. So let's try this thing here, because these type of things show up because power saving, it's kind of a big thing nowadays, and some of these profiles may give you some some results on that. So let's check my current profile. So tune the IDM. Let's go and see what active profile I have right now. It's virtual guest, which makes sense because this is a virtual machine. And let's get some more information, profile info. Cannot type today. Okay. What did I mistype? Profile info. So, well, it is what it is. Okay. If you want to apply a different profile, let's for example apply the desktop profile. We can do tune the ADM profile. And it's applying the desktop profile. Am I sensing any big differences? No, but it is what it is. And you can do also the tune the ADM recommends. Recommends, and this is going to tell you which one is the recommended one for you right now. Virtual guest. So the service itself is going to send or try to guess what is the role that this server is it's performing. And it knows it's a virtual guest because it's easy to know, because this is running on a VMware platform. So it's easy to detect that this is VMware or whatever other cloud platform for the most part. And it's going to recommend you guys which one is the profile to use in your use case. So it's going to give you a recommendation of what profile you should use. And you can then apply the profile that it's recommended. And there we go. It's done, it's applied, and ready to go on the next reboot. So is this anything that could be said that it's a miracle worker? Well, actually no. The only way to make sure or to know that this is going to give you any special result or it's going to give you any benefit, it's to try it out and see for yourselves. There is no way to guess. So try it out and see what happens. So let me just get my notes back to see what's next. Oh yeah, I know what's next. I don't need my notes to do that. So the next thing no, I need to go and check it out because I don't remember what is the name that they give you on the documentation. So it's called next influence process scheduling. Okay. So in order to do so, we're going to discuss something called that is the nice. Okay. What is a process nice or process niceness? It's kind of a priority you can give to a process. Okay, so you probably see Jesus Christ, English. You will see this with two possible value names. You probably see it with the niceness value or the priority value. Okay, let me show what I mean. So if I go to my top utility here, and for that I need to put my at least try. Well, let me just get the console bigger. You can see that? You can see that. So you can see here the PR and the NE, priority and niceness, okay? So you will probably see for 99% of the time a niceness value, okay? A niceness value. Let's focus on the niceness, then I'll discuss with you guys the PR, which means priority, okay? NI means niceness. And for the kernel, the niceness can go from -20, 0 is kind of the middle of the road, and +19. I'm going to put the plus sign. Don't have to put the plus sign on when you are actually configuring this. I'm just putting the plus sign to make things a little bit more clear in terms of visuals. So this can go from -20 to +19, and the more negative the value, the more nice it's going to be. What does this mean to be nice? So I'm not going to give you in 30 seconds a CPU architecture course, but in simple terms, when the kernel, the Linux kernel, or any operating system's kernel for that matter, when an operating system kernel is setting how to run certain processes, it's going to have different priorities for different processes. So the kernel will prioritize himself so he can survive, obviously. Then it's going to prioritize system drivers, important stuff, and basically the user processes that what is a niceness as actions over. So user processes like Firefox and the command line, etc., it's going to be given some priority, but it's not going to be the most important thing for the kernel. So imagine this like an onion. So the middle of the onion, it's a kernel and important processes, and the more outside the onion levels you progress, the outside layers are going to have less priority in terms of kernel in terms of kernel time. Okay, this niceness is going to influence those outer layers. So don't expect to give a process a very nice priority. Don't expect it to get a very performance boost. This is not a miracle worker. This is not something to be really expecting to give it a better niceness. For example, you have a script running and you give it a niceness of -20. Don't expect that to finish in half the time. That's not what's going to happen. It's going to give it a little bit of a performance boost. It's going to be very optimistic, but just a little bit. Okay. Of course, if the system becomes very overwhelmed, and there is very high competition between the processes, you have many processes competing for one another. The ones that have better niceness are going to have a little bit of performance boost, yes, but don't expect this to be anything of sorts of a miracle worker. Okay, it's not going to be like that, but it's worth a try and see if it has any results that are beneficial for you. So the range is going to be -20 to +19, and let's imagine this as going to the left and going to the right. Only root can go left. Okay, which means only root can go left. Which means, only the root user can give better priorities to a process. Okay, so for example, if I am the student user, if the default priority is 0, for the default priority, the niceness is 0, and the user gives it +10. It cannot go back to 0 again. Okay, so only root can go to the left. Regular users can only go to the right. The regular users can only go to the right. Okay, regular users can only go to the right. So let's say that put right, so which means go to more positive values. They cannot go back to better values. Which means, for example, if the student user puts an niceness of a process from 0 to +10, cannot go back to 0. Okay, only root can do that. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. A regular user can only, well, first of all, a regular user can only do this to its own processes, not other people's processes, but the root can do to any process, almost any process, because there are processes here that you're going to check on the top. For example, I can go back to the top utility. Let me give you some headroom here. You will see they're not very visible at this point, but if you go to the, PSOX, for example, you will see that some processes have like special markings like this one, the square brackets. This means that they are kernel processes, which means that we cannot touch these ones. Well, you can, but you should not try to, because you will break stuff and you don't want to break stuff. So the student can go nice from 0 to +10, can go back to 0, which means a regular user cannot give it better values, only worsen the values. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. Okay? So how do I change niceness values? We have a nice and a renice command. So let's put here a process that I don't care about. Let's put sleep 1000 in the background. I mistyped slept, of course. Okay, if I type ps -ef grep sleep, you see it's there. Okay, if I go to the top utility, hopefully you'll see the sleep somewhere. Oh man, the sleep utility is going to be hard to find. Let's try this again. So let's go to the main page of the PS utility. Let's try and find the nice, how is it triggered to show me the niceness value. It's %n. Let's try and get, where is Let's try and do this. Okay, I'm doing this wrongly. Let's get some examples. Or we can launch Firefox. I mean, it's okay, let's get this going. What is the trigger to okay, PS minus ER. Okay, let's, and what it's the N. So let's use this as a reference. What do we get from this? I get this here. Okay, and let's, okay, process ID, let's put this on the last column. Nice, and I can just grep for sleep. See, not a big of a deal. Okay, so this has niceness of 0 because it's the last column here, and which is expected because when I launch a process without care, it's 0 for the most part. Okay, so since the process is already launched, imagine that I want sorry, I want to switch this from 0 to +10, and I am root right now, so I can do whatever I want. So let's do a renice command. Okay, let's give it a process ID and the new nice. It's not a -p. Okay. Oh my god, this is the priority of the terminal, not the sleep. This is giving me the wrong. What? 39560. Old port -20, new port 19. This is not what I want. What I'm doing wrong. Okay, -n. What? Am I stupid here? -p. Okay, let's give it p10. 19. Why? Why it's giving me the priority to the wrong process? Okay, let's try this again. -p, -n. I did it. Okay, I'm making this all wrong. What? Okay, interpreter succeeding as a process the default. And -n. Is it the other way around? -p 10, and the process ID is this one here. Nope. Jesus. -n priority -p, so the n is priority. Okay. Jesus Christ, finally. I am not going to edit this out for sure, guys. Now let's go to the beginning so you guys can see what I did wrong, so you will not do it again. And my camera just died. Oh my god. What else can go wrong today? Okay. So let's go here. Okay, hopefully everything's going, no edits, guys. You know how this works. Okay. So you know that the sleep has this one, priority, and this has its process ID, and this is the new niceness. I want to change it. So you do renice, the new priority, which is 10 at this point, let's put it 15, -p and the ID. And it's telling me that it went from 10 to 15. And there it goes. It went from 10 to 15. So again, no edits, guys. This is all for you to learn, and you learn with my mistakes. Because most views out there, everybody's perfect and do everything at first try. This is going to show you I have years dozens of years of experience and I still make mistakes, and this is how you fix them. Okay, so there we go. So once again, this is going to show me the process details, including its niceness. It's 15. So if I do the renice, I can change the niceness value of a process, okay, that it's running already. How? Renice, the new priority, and the process ID. And there we go. Let me put it -15. There we go. Now to check it out. There we go. Okay. So you are seeing this all in real time with all the real issues occurring, even the camera powering down. And that's how life works. Sometimes it goes well, but for the most part, it doesn't. Okay, so -15. As you can see, it's pretty easy to change the process ID, the niceness of a process when it's running. So let me get rid of this sleep process. So kill, go away. You should be gone. Now let's relaunch it. Sleep. Let's put a different value here. Go to the background. Let's get its process ID. And as you can see, it always starts as 0. This is usually, for the most part, the default. So let's get rid of this one. Let's start now with niceness value different from 0. So let's give it -10. Oh, God damn it. No -p here, just the value. So in theory, this sleep process has started with the niceness value of -10. So it started with 10, not -10. Okay, again, let's get the process ID. Let's kill it. What am I doing now? Wrong. My brain, it's -n. Okay. -10. See? Again, my brain is fried today. I don't know why, but no edits. You'll see all my mistakes and how I fix them in real time. That's you are the ones to gain with this, because you'll see the mistakes and how to fix them. So, as a review, the nice command allows you to run a command from scratch with a different niceness value with -10 and the value you want. Okay? If you say nothing, the default value for the niceness level, it's 0 for all running processes. You will see that some processes have higher priority by default, but that those are kernel processes and drivers and all that good stuff. You can do the renice to change the niceness value of a running process, or the nice to launch a fresh process with a different niceness value. If I go back to the top here, you'll see that we have also the priority. The priority, it's kind of a scale for only the top utility. Only the top utility will show you a priority value. What really matters is the niceness value. -20 to +19. That's what actually matters for the kernel and everything around the kernel. Okay? Top, the priority, it's an alternative scale for the top utility. That's all that is. The real values are niceness values, not priority values. I did not decide this, someone did. As you can see, this is the best nicest we can have, but the priority is not, it's 0. So it's a different scale. The priority value goes from 0 to 1, goes from 100 to 0. So, well, it is what it is. What really matters to you guys is the nicest value that goes from -20 to +19. Only worry about that thing. Priority values are just it's just something visual on the top utility. Is an alternate scale for the niceness value because someone complains and they got a different alternative scale. That's what it is. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. I'm really happy to answer them. Okay, I really like to answer questions. I really like the interactions, and I really want to interact with you guys as most as possible. Any questions, let me know. You saw this in real time, problems occurring, and I'm fixing them. That's just how life works, and these are the skills we really need to have. Like and subscribe, it really helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.